Well, just now um, I have checked the assignment that you should have done, but it seems that all of you have viewed, but nothing was submitted. So I cannot access your work. The assignment.
Yes.
Hello? Is there any problem with the assignment? I think I help you.
May-
Yeah, in meeting 14 and 15, you are going to present a topic. So now you have to prepare for the preparation because presenting a topic should be based on your research, yeah, your study or your investigation on the metaphorical expressions found in your language. Maybe I think to make it easier for you to imagine what you are going to do is dealing with metaphor. So all of you are dealing with metaphor, but you are investigating different languages. I mean, the issue that you are going to present is metaphor, but you have different data. Can you understand me?
Yes, yes. Actually, we
Yes.
started Googling some topics.
No, you have got some topics. Yeah, just one of them. Just one of them, and then you have to focus on that issue. And I think I have told you that at the end of this semester, I mean for the final exam, I would like to require you to write an article. So before writing full article or complete article, you have to present it in the last two sessions before before end. Yeah. So you are going to present the topic or your topic in meeting 14 and 15. Two of you or three of you have to present in meeting 14, and then the other two will present in the last meeting, that is in the 15, meeting 15. So we are going to discuss, we are going to talk about what you are presenting. And then for final exam, that topic should be developed into article, and the article should be submitted. And I think to write an article needs a lot of time. That's why I help you to do or to work on it step by step, starting from proposing a topic or choosing a topic, and also choosing a topic, and also browsing some articles. And I think you have done I think you have browsed and you have got the articles to review as what you did or as what you had in the mid-test. So you can use the articles that you reviewed for the mid-test. So that's why the first step is to confirm your topic. You have to decide what is your topic that you want to study. And then you have to check whether you still have to use the articles you have collected or you have gathered, or you will change, or you will add, or you will maybe remove some of them and then you replace with the others with a new one. If your topic changes, and then you have to I think you have to change also the articles that you have to review. And then beside reviewing articles, you have to review the theories. What theories are you using? Whether you are using conceptual metaphor theory, or you are using embodiment theory, or you are using both of them. And today I'm going to offer you another theory that can be used to analyze metaphorical expressions. That is blending theory. So in dealing with metaphors or dealing with metaphorical expressions, we can use three theories: conceptual metaphor theory, embodiment theory, and blending theory. They are complemented. They complement each other, so they support each other. But maybe it is enough for you to use only CMT or conceptual metaphor theory, or maybe you will use CMT and blending theory. Okay. Or maybe you use blending theory only. So it depends on the data that you have. It depends on the nature of your data, the nature of the expressions you are investigating. Blending theory can be used not only for analyzing metaphorical expressions, but it can also be used to analyze non-metaphorical expression. Okay, so I hope that I will create an assignment for the second step, and I hope that next week you will be able to complete both, the first and the second step next week.
Sure.
There are many things to do, after choosing a topic, and then you have to find what other people have done. So previous studies will help you to show your novelty. You will see what have done by other people concerning the topic that you are taking. If you have similar and you have the same, you have exactly the same issue, the same aspect, the same theory, the same language, or the same data, then you have to change your topic. But if you have you have something, you have different topic in terms of its data, in terms of maybe its theory, in terms of the aspect you are investigating, you can go on with your work. So previous studies will help us. So that's why it is necessary, it is a must, even it is a must for you to review the articles, and minimally you have to review 10 to 15 articles. So this review will show that your work is seriously done, and it is possible for you to submit to the journal, to a journal. After reviewing the articles, the journal articles, and I'm sure that you have I think I have shown you how to find articles in the using SSO or via SSO. Can you do it?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Yes, I think you have. Yeah, even you have done it when you completed your midterms, your exam.
Ma'am,
Okay,
can
so
we include?
yes.
Ma'am, can we include previous articles that we have reviewed, 6 or 5, and we should give them addition of more 5 articles? They will be 10 or 12.
I think the more articles, the better. The more articles you have in your writing, the better you are. The better your article is. Why? Because it will show your readability. It will show that you have wide range of reading. You have many documents to read. So you are aware of other people's writing. So for example, if now you have got 6 and then you still have to add more articles. And I think you have when you have got for example 10, but you have to select, you have to confirm whether you will use them all, or maybe you will take some of them and then try to review. And in reviewing, you have to discuss, you have to evaluate. So it is not only describing the content of the paper, but you are trying to see the closeness or maybe the difference of the novelty of your paper, of your your topic. So now it is a kind of overviewing what other people have done to show or to check whether our topic can be continued or not, whether you can continue your topic or not. So it is to confirm that our topic is different. And the difference can be seen from the data, for example, from the language, and then from the theory you use, and of course, the focus of the scope that you have, or the aspect that you are studying. Well, now I think to make it easier for you to do is to confirm or to choose metaphor if you feel comfortable. If you think that in your you can find easily in your language, in your daily conversations, or maybe in any text. See, so when you have confirmed with your topic, and then you will be able to show the research question, the background of the study, and then the research question. And the next is the purpose of your study. I think from by reading 10 to 15 articles similar to your topic will inspire you. What are you going to do or what are you going to investigate in the topic? Can you imagine? Can you follow me?
Yes, yes. Inshallah, we'll be able to do.
Okay.
Ma'am, I have a question.
Yes.
One thing is confusing me that if we, for example, suppose we have reviewed the articles 10 or 15, and later we have also selected a topic in our native language, such as in Sindhi, or I have selected a metaphorical expression from Sindhi text. Uh, should I have to select just a little line from the overall book or the article of Sindhi language, or I have to select overall uh, paper from where I choose the metaphorical expression in my native language? And second thing, should I have should I mean we have to write down the about the articles that we have reviewed 10 or 15 in relevant with the current study or with our native language.
Okay, start from maybe the second question. Yeah, the second question. Okay, start from the first. The first is that we have to comprehend, yeah, the whole paper that or the whole papers that you are reviewing or that you review. And I think I gave you the points to focus on. For example, the findings, the theory, yeah, and then the maybe from the purpose. So by looking at deeply, you will be able to select whether the article is suitable for you to review or not. So try to find the similar topic with yours, but they have different object of study. For example, the language, maybe the language of the data, or maybe the genre, the text they are studying are different. So, for example, if you are studying or investigating Sindhi language, for example, but you use or you are studying different texts, maybe media discourse, but the other studied, let's say, song lyrics or maybe literary works in Sindhi language. So you still have something different. You have novelty there. That is the first. And then the second one, it is still difficult for me to grasp what you mean in the second one.
In second one, I was asking that after finding and confirming the topic, and after reviewing the relevant articles, 10 or 15, what we have to do? Should we have to write before the presentation,
Oh, I see. Yeah.
just like a
Okay.
paper?
I see. So the review of the articles will be a part of your article. So the structure of the article will be your title, abstract, introduction, and then method, and then later I will give you the structure of the paper. Yeah. But now we are trying to deal with something, I mean the points or the essence of article. Yeah. So in reviewing the previous studies or previous research, I mean, in presenting the review, you should not write the complete paper of other people's writing, but you have to jot down, you have to show maybe you have to categorize, you have to classify among 15 articles, 15 papers. You can classify them in terms of the theory they used. Okay, so you can say, for example, blah, 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 has studied metaphor using CMT theory, for example, conceptual theory, like this. So you can classify them. You should not describe all what they write, no, what they wrote, no. But you have to review. You have to see the important points, yeah, that can show whether your topic is the same or not with the other's paper. Can you understand me? Because reviewing is evaluating, discussing. So it is not only describing what other people have done. No, it is not quite important. The important is to show, to discuss, to show your novelty. That is the most important thing. To show that your topic is different from the others. And in order to show this, you have to explain. So take the important ones, yeah. Not you should not describe all of them, because you are writing your paper. You are not writing their paper. Unless you are writing a review article. So there are two types of research. Yeah, there are two types of articles: research article, and then the second one is review article. In review article, you what you do is reviewing all the references, all the sources, not only articles but also books, yeah, that discuss the topic that you choose. But in research article, you have to write your article based on your research, based on your analysis of your data. But in conducting research, we have to see what other people have done concerning the topic that we choose. The point is to show our novelty. So that's why the review will be written in the introduction. So after stating the background of the study, and then you are discussing, you are showing the research question. What are you investigating? And then the purpose, the goal of your writing, the goal of your research. And then you have to see the scope of your study. And then you can show the review. Yes. And then after that, you have to write the methods, how to collect the data, how to analyze the data. And then result and discussion, what you have got. What you have got. I think this semester you are taking research method, aren't you?
Yes, yes.
Yes. And also techniques of writing scientific articles.
Yes.
So yes. So that's why it is what I said is nothing new. Okay. It will be easier for you to work step by step. Yeah. And then now discussing we are discussing our theory, that is blending theory. Okay. Do you still have any question dealing with any your preparation for presentation?
No, it's clear.
Then, okay, is it, it is all clear?
Yes, clear.
If we will have a question, we will tell.
Yeah, okay. Just follow the steps that I gave you. Maybe this will help you, because if you think that, oh, how to write articles, and oh, you will get dizzy then. Mhm. So do it step by step, finding a topic, looking at the problems in the uh, utterances or expressions, yeah, and then you will see one by one the phenomena in the expressions in your language, in your native language. Okay, well, blending theory. What is in your mind? What do you expect from this topic?
This theory it merges two other theories because it has something with blending, merging.
Merging, yeah, merging. Merging something with the other, or merging two things, merging two concepts, yeah, merging two spaces. Okay, so we are trying to see what we mean by blending theory. There are some conditions about blending, the conditions of blending. The first one is that all forms of thought are creative in the sense that they produce new links, new configurations, and correspondingly new meaning and novel conceptualization. It was taken from Fauconnier, 1997, page 149. So we have to understand, we have to comprehend that all forms of thought are creative. In one way, they are creative, in the sense that they produce new links, new configurations, and correspondingly, new meaning and novel conceptualization. I think we have discussed in the previous meetings talking about how categorization is derived, and then experience, dealing with experience. So human interaction with the world will affect, yeah, will affect their thought, will affect their thoughts. And in categorizing the world, yeah, they use their experience, they use their thought, and they try to produce new links and new configurations. For example, we have expressions, metaphorical expression, or we have metaphor, time is money. Time is money. The experience about time, I think, is stable. It is your knowledge that time is linear. Okay. But in life, you feel a lot of experience. What happens if you are not punctual? What happens if you come late in a meeting, for example? What happens if you miss your time? And then this these experiences trigger you to find or to produce new links. What is something? So when you have when you feel that, well, time is very important, and you have another experience dealing with something precious in your life, something valuable. What is in your life? Okay, people, yeah, in a certain culture, money is very valuable. Or for certain people, money is very important. So this experience is linked with the time, because what they feel when they miss that time is the same as what they feel when they miss the money, their money. For example, you lost your money. How is your feeling when you lost your money?
Sad, not happy.
Sad? Uh-huh.
Yeah, because
Disappointed?
disappointed. Yes,
Yes.
I feel lost. Yeah.
Yeah. So these expressions is linked with the feeling of, or the experience of missing or losing time. So that's why you have new configuration by linking to experience. And there is a conceptualization that time is money. Time is explained or is described using money. In conceptual metaphor theory, metaphor is generated systematically from the expressions that we can find in our life or our society, in our conversation. Well, I have spent a lot of time to with you. Spending time. But you can understand easily when you say, I spend a lot of money to study, for example. You can count it, how much money you can spend. And this expression is applied in spending the time. Just waiting for you. I have to spend hours. If I didn't wait for you, maybe I could work with my paper, with or anything. So you lost your time then, and you cannot return it. When you lost your time, you cannot return your time. You cannot return back. Okay, can you understand me now for the first
Yes.
condition here? And then the second condition is also related to the first one. Meaning construction typically involves integration of structure that gives rise to more than the sum of its parts. Process of conceptual integration or blending is a general and basic cognitive operation which is central to the way we think. It was taken from Evans and Green. So now, after integrating, after showing the links, and you can create new configuration, you can create new meaning, and the meaning construction involves integration of structure. That is called blending. So from the experience losing money integrated with losing time, then you can construct that time is money. So there is a blend there. There is a blend. And the blend here is a process of conceptual integration. It's a general and basic cognitive operation which is central to the way we think. So blending is basically a simple operation on two input mental spaces to construct a third space called the blend. The following is the condition satisfying when the blending operates. The first one is cross space mapping. Cross space mapping. So now we have to imagine that we are talking about something in our head, in our mind. In our mind, you can imagine that in our mind, there are two input spaces. There are two input spaces. Yeah, there are two input spaces, and between these two spaces, we have cross space mapping, like figure 6.1 here. The first, I think we can illustrate that there are two spaces here, the input 1 and the input 2. Yeah, the space input 1 and the second space of input 2. So what I can say is the first one is time and the second one is money. So there are two concepts. Between time and money has several parts or some parts that can be linked. There are some parts in time can be linked to some parts in money. And then you can define or you can determine the generic space in the third. Okay, the second figure 6.2. You can find dot here because it is something abstract. generic space indicates something abstract. Something abstract dealing with what we have in time and money. Something abstract here. So that's why it is dotted line. You do not have direct line. When we think time and money, what generic space do we have here? Both are what? Important? Or both are valuable? So something generic, and the generic space can be applied to these two spaces. And then the blend will be in the third. Time is money. Is okay. This is the blend, the integration. See, you can see, and the blend. In the blend, you have dotted lines too. So we have 4 spaces, yeah, generic space, and then input 1 and input 2, and then the blend. Here in figure 6.4, yeah, generic space here. Something abstract about these 2 spaces. And then here is the emergent structure, something new that you create, that human create. In linking these 2 inputs, these 2 expressions, and these 2 concepts, these 2 experiences. The experiences about time is combined or is integrated with the experiences about money. And then now they are integrated into time is money. But blending theory can also be used to show negative evaluation. Later, we are going to show you, yeah, how we can apply blending theory. An expression that can be used to give negative evaluation. Well, blending in metaphor. So metaphor is a silent and pervasive cognitive process that links conceptualization and language. So metaphor actually happens in our mind, yeah, in our mind, but then it is represented through language. So language is only representation. So in conceptual metaphor theory, we are dealing with our thought, not our language. Because what is metaphoric is our thought, not our language. The language is metaphorical because of the thought, because the thought is metaphorical. It depends on a cross-space mapping between 2 inputs, the source and the target domains. Blended spaces are very important in metaphorical mappings, according to Falconer. Yeah. So the source and the target. The source is, so if we have time and money, yeah, so we can have cross space mapping between time and money. Time is the source. What is the source domain? Time or money?
Money.
Money. And then the target domain is
It's time.
time. Good. Because we are explaining
In
time
terms of
in terms of money. Yeah, good. And then human imagination plays a crucial role in cognitive processes and in what it is to be human.
yes,
Okay. Now, the origin of blending theory. So, blending theory was proposed by Giles Fauconnier and Mark Turner, who developed theories on meaning construction. I think you can read my article, but it is in English. It is written in English, but I investigated Indonesian. So I discuss how meaning construction happens in Indonesian language for special or for certain type of expression. Okay, both observe, in this case, Falconer and Turner observe that meaning construction appears to derive from structure that is apparently unavailable in the linguistic or conceptual structure that functions as the input to the meaning construction process. So the meaning you construct is apparently unavailable in the linguistic or conceptual structure. So, for example, time is money, that time is valuable and then it's precious. Yeah, we cannot find in both, in both inputs, whether time or money. Okay, we can see the illustration. Yeah, the application of the blending theory. That surgeon is a butcher. Do you have surgeon in your country?
yes, of course.
Yes. Do you have butcher?
Yes, also.
Yes. Okay. What do you observe? Both of them.
Both of them cut.
Okay. Both of them
Yes.
cut. Yeah, cut something. Both of
Yes.
them have certain role of cutting.
They shed
Okay.
light. They shed blood also.
Uh-huh. So
Um, the butcher usually is used to indicate he's cutting brutally, in a brutal way.
brutally, yeah, good. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it
But
means
they
that the
but
surgeon
both
is
of them. So
merciless.
what is common for them, for both of them? What is common?
Merciless.
Yes.
No mercy. Merciless.
No. No mercy.
Yes.
What about the surgeon? No mercy.
Yeah, usually cutting with very sharp tools, and
Yeah.
there is a lot of blood, shedding
Mm.
so much blood. The
Mm-hmm.
same applies as a butcher here. So I think it indicates the surgeon is doing his task like in merciless, in a merciless way.
Merciless. Mm.
Yes.
You're merciless. Okay. So now let's try to find the generic space for surgeon and butcher. There are two inputs, surgeon and butcher. If we look at the mapping of these two inputs, if we are trying to see, yeah, the counterpart of surgeon and butcher, and then we will be able to see the generic space. something abstract. What is abstract here? What is common for these two entities? These
The
two kinds of expertise.
yes, in cutting. Yes.
Cutting, yes. Both of them use tools. Both of them have certain roles. Both of them
Applies
work,
on a
work.
living being.
Ah,
Surgeon on human being, butcher on animals. Yes.
okay, we are going to discuss those not in the generic space.
Yes.
We are describing that, we are indicating that those in the mapping of both inputs. But this is what we have in the general, the generic. Yeah. Well, before this, okay, we can see now the butcher as the source, yeah, and how the mappings happen. The target is surgeon. You can see those, how the mapping happens, how the mapping happens there. Butcher, you have, do you think that butcher has a certain tool or certain place for working? Butcher, in butcher concept we find cleaver. In surgeon we have scalpel.
Yes.
Butcher deals with animal carcasses, but surgeon deals with human patients. Butcher works for dismembering, but
Yes.
surgeon works for operating. And then maybe if we add more, butcher is for consuming. I mean, the animal is for consumption,
Yes.
for meal, but surgeon is for curing.
Yes.
Yes. And then from these mappings, we come to the emergent structure. And the emergent structure will create or will bring about meaning more than what each component has. And what is the emergent structure? If we have a surgeon is a butcher, what is the emergent structure?
Is that he treats humans like animals, and
Mm.
instead of operating,
Mm.
he keeps dismembering them, and he uses his
Mm.
tool like a cleaver.
Mm.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So
Mm.
brutally.
Brutally, yeah.
Yes.
So the surgeon works brutally.
Yes. Very violent. Yeah.
Yeah, very violent. Yeah, brutally. Good. And the meaning of brutally cannot be found in this in the components of each concept, in terms of tool, in terms of the entity the tool is applied to, and also the function. Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Well, next, towards a theory of conceptual integration, there are some points to comprehend now. Emergent structure is meaning more than what each component has. Okay, like it is stated here. Yeah. And then an integration network is a process for modeling how emergent structure might appear. Domains of knowledge are different from mental spaces. Domains of knowledge are pre-existing knowledge structures which are relatively stable, while mental spaces are temporary structures constructed when meaning construction is happening. The mappings here, input 1 and input 2, yeah, can be seen from the elements across the inputs here. The mappings, yeah, the mappings of elements across inputs. So maybe here there are many elements here, but we can see the closeness, or maybe we can see the similar parts that we have here. And we ignore the other elements which are not connected between the inputs. Okay, as I think I have discussed in the previous or previously, generic space here is an addition of a generic space. So after showing the mapping between these two inputs, and then we can find the generic space here. Generic space gives information which is abstract enough to be common to both or all the inputs. So what you can find something common, yeah, between the inputs here. For Conner-Turner, integration networks occur in the parts of the interlocutors in identifying the common structure of both inputs in the process of integration. So it is dynamic. I think the process of integration is dynamic because it happens when you or when the speakers, yeah, when the speaker is identifying the common structure of both inputs. So when we talk about for example, surgeon and butcher, and then there is something dynamic and there is a process of integration. Yeah, there is a process of integration in our mind, in our cognition. Planning theory in that surgeon is a butcher can give possibility to have negative evaluation corresponded to the utterance by allowing emergent structure. So when you say that, well, the surgeon work is brutally, or the operation executed by the surgeon is very bad, yeah. This is a kind of bad or negative evaluation. So the plan here is related to a surgeon performing unskillful operation. Unskillful operation. So here, the plan here, yeah, relating to a surgeon performing unskillful operation. It is the plan. And this cannot be found in these two inputs. we cannot find the parts or the elements of these two input or both inputs. So that's why it is called emergent structure. Something appeared. Something appears, or something new. Yeah, something emerges. This is an illustration, a basic integration network by Falconer and Turner. Well, do you have any comments? Do you have any objections?
No, Ibu, everything is clear so far.
Okay. But the others? Sadaf, Sarfara, Stella, Nan?
Yes, it's clear till now.
Okay.
No questions.
No
No.
questions. Okay, let's go on. Yeah, this is the examples how to apply the blending theory. Yeah, surgeon as butcher blend. Can you read what in the circles there for the inputs, input 1, input 2, and then in the generic space and also in the blend? The generic space, there is an agent, undercurrent, and then instrument, and then workspace, procedure, and goal or means. This the generic space. For that butcher is, and that surgeon is a butcher. What is the first input? The first input is surgeon. Yeah. Identity of surgeon. What is identity of surgeon? Okay, you can describe the identity. Patient, scalpel, operating theater, and then cool for healing. And they have means for surgery. But here the role of butcher, yeah, is applied to animal, cleaver, abattoir, and then cool, severing flesh, and then the means is butchery. And then the blend will be identity of surgeon role, that is butcher. But this is patient, operating theater, and then cool is healing, means butchery, incompetence. So Falconer and Turner said that blending theory can be applied also to non-metaphorical examples of meaning construction. So the metaphor like that surgeon is a butcher is better studied using integration network than by a two-domain mapping. So from this statement, we can say that metaphor can be studied or can be investigated using conceptual metaphor theory or maybe embodiment theory. But for some cases, maybe blending theory is more appropriate. Yeah, blending theory is more appropriate. Mostly, most metaphor can be studied using two-domain mapping. Yeah, two-domain mapping. But yeah, there are some, maybe in your language, you can find expressions that cannot be studied or investigated using CMT, but you can apply blending theory. So that's why we have to understand our data. So
Ibu,
how to, yes.
can I ask something, please? I just want to ask because actually in metaphors, there was that metaphor that we have two concepts they are like compared or spoken of in terms of each other. One of them, so I think that blending is almost the same because it's almost the same because we have two concepts. We have one of them as a source, and the other one
Oh, the
is
okay.
described in terms of the first one. Yeah, so almost the same. So what's the difference?
Almost the same. Okay.
Yes.
Almost the same. Yes, almost the same. But if you can find expressions, metaphorical expressions that cannot be explained using CMT, yeah, blending theory can help you, can support.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah. So basically, they are the same. And we are going to see the difference. What is the difference between CMT and blending theory? But
Yes.
before that, we will see more on what I mean the elements of conceptual blending. So we have a generic space, and then two inputs, and then a blended space. Yeah. A generic space establishing counterpart connectors between inputs of which are matched. Good. Two inputs, rising selection projection. Only the match is selected. So what is common for both is selected. A blended space is the emergent structure by composition, completion, and elaboration. So there are three ways, or there are three strategies in emergent structure. What happens in emergent structure? Maybe by composing, by completion, or by elaboration. Composition involves elements from separate from separate inputs. Completion involves schema, induction of unconscious and effortless recruitment of background frames, completing the composition. And then elaboration is running blend, is online processing, producing structure unique to the blend. Yeah, it is very complicated because it is theory. So, yeah, I think we will use this if we, for example, find something, a certain expression that can be that cannot be studied using CMT or conceptual metaphor theory. Taxonomy of integration networks. We have simplex and we have mirror networks. Yeah, simplex, mirror networks, single scope networks, and then double scope networks, and then multiple blending. So that is what cannot be found in CMT. In blending theory, in blending, we have multiple blending. Okay, simplex networks or basic framing is integration network involving two inputs, one containing a frame with the roles and the other containing values, for example. Here, John is the son of Mary, implying family frame with roles of mother and son. So see, you can see that blending theory here is not only for metaphorical expression, yeah, but it can be used to discuss the non-metaphorical one.
Yes.
Here you have mother and son, and then in another input you have Mary and John, the second input. And then what is common here? Something common for both female and male. And then the integration network we have, or the emergent the emergent structure we have is John is the son of Mary. If we look at it, it's not metaphor. I mean, yeah. So this is a non-metaphorical expression, but it can be studied using blending theory. What about mirror networks? All the spaces, including the plane, sharing common frame. Yeah, sharing common frame, like here. Oh no, there is no, okay, there is no example here. Then we have go on with single scope networks, put inputs containing different frames. For example, Microsoft has finally delivered the knockout punch to its rival Netscape. One input, two business rivals. It is like Boxer 1, Boxer 2, one Boxer Ross, and the other. And then Microsoft and Netscape, yeah.
The frame is boxing, right?
Yeah. The other one, two boxers. Okay. So the plan is boxing corporation.
Yes, and
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
knockout punch. It means that he's already like the winning point. Yes.
Yeah. That is winning point. Yeah. Good. And then double scope networks. Both inputs contain distinct frames, but the plan is organized by structure taken from each frame. You are digging your own financial grave. This expression lead to mapping, yeah, that excessive loan brings bankruptcy. So it is a kind of financial failure.
Yes.
Well, in table 12.5, we can see the network that we have: simplex, mirror, single scope, and double scope. What are the inputs we have? In simplex, only one input contains a frame. And then in mirror network, we have both inputs contain the same frame. And then single scope, both inputs contain distinct frames. And then double scope, both inputs contain distinct frames. So single and double seem to have the same inputs. And then what about the plan? In simplex network, plan is structured by this frame. And then in mirror, plan is structured by the same frame as inputs. And then single scope. In single scope network, plan is only structured by one of the input frames. And then in double scope networks, plan is structured by aspects of both input frames. And then multiple blending. The Grim Reaper. There are three inputs: Reaper, Killer, and then Death. Human death, agency. So multiple. So more than what is the plan here? Death, the Grim Reaper.
Yes.
Reaping, killing.
Soul.
Yes. And then plan, victim, person who dies. Death, the grim reaper. Yeah,
Yes.
but I couldn't find I haven't found in my language, yeah, to find this, or maybe later when I investigate it, or maybe you can investigate your language. So the examples can give you inspiration in looking at the expressions in your language. Concerning blending theory, yeah, I think you can read this. We are trying to compare blending theory and conceptual metaphor theory. Yeah, they contrast in terms of not all blends are metaphorical. Not all blends are metaphorical. Blending does not involve unidirectional mappings. So it is different from CMT. Spaces versus domains. The many space model, it is in blending. Dynamic versus conventional. And then difference in methodological emphasis. And then emergent structure. Well, if we look at the time when these two theories were proposed, yeah, I think we can understand that blending theory will complement or will support, will complement CMT or conceptual metaphor theory. Because with blending theory, you can also discuss, you can also investigate non-metaphorical expressions. CMT was proposed in 1980, while blending theory in 1997. So 17 years later, blending theory emerged. When is a metaphor not a blend? Most of conceptual metaphors are blends, but some are not. Primary metaphors are built based on the correspondences between concepts instead of domains. They are built based on the closeness and highly salient correlations in experience correlating with pre-conceptual correlation instead of a matching operation at the conceptual level. For example, similarity is nearness. That color is quite close to the one on our dining room wall. So similarity means nearness. Importance is size. We've got a big week coming up at work. Importance is size. Quantity is vertical elevation. The price of shares has gone up. Quantity is vertical elevation. Causes are forces. Vanity drove me to have the operation. And then change is motion. Things have shifted a little since you were last here. Desire is hunger. We are hungry for a factory. Desire is hunger. Yeah, we are hungry for a factory. I think these examples can give you inspiration to investigate your language.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And you can find in any text. Yeah. What blending theory adds to conceptual metaphor theory? The first one is emergent structure. So that surgeon is a butcher means that surgeon is unskillful. The number two, derivation of compound metaphors resulting from the integration of unification of more primary metaphors like shape of state. Shape of state. Another example. Without the consent of our fellow citizens, we lost our moral authority to steer the shape of state. So you can find compound metaphors, yeah? Shape of state. Nation is a shape. So you can see the mappings, national policies as action, and then the shapes course, determining national policies or action, steering shape, national success or improvement, maps to forward motion of shape, national values, failures, yeah, or problems, sailing mishaps, or foundering. Difficulties hindering national success, obstacles encountered like rocks. Circumstances affecting the nation, economic or political, for example, and then in shape concept, we can find shape, sea conditions. So the expression and the experience dealing with nation have the same mapping or similar mapping with shape, with the concept of shape. Primary metaphors that serve as inputs to shape of state plan. Action is self-propelled motion. Courses of action are paths. Time is motion. A social relationship is physical proximity. Circumstances are weather. And then states are locations. These are the primary metaphors that we can find. Okay, that's all. But we still have 10 minutes to go. So I would like to invite you to maybe to give me one expression. Yeah, one expression. And one expression that maybe can be uh, analyzed or can be investigated using blending theory or any expressions in your language. And please write in the chat room when you have got, yeah. Depressed
Yes.
if I lost money. Yeah. Okay. So try to write here in the chat room, and we are trying to guess maybe, yeah, to grasp what kind of what inputs we have and what elements of the inputs, and then what generic space we have. So we are trying to apply the simple one to see what emergent structure we have. in your language and then try to give the translation. The girl is a flower. Mhm. I think in Bahasa Indonesia, in Indonesian, we also have that expression.
By the way,
Bunga
we have
desa.
expression is the surgeon is is a butcher. Here in Egypt, we have it. The same exact expression to show that the surgeon is not skilled. He's
Mm,
working like in a brutal way. Yes.
yes,
We have it. Yes.
you have. Mm.
Yeah, I think it's the universal one. Yes.
Yeah, maybe it happens. Yeah, maybe. It may happens. Yeah, in any place.
Yes.
The girl is a moon. Oh, we don't have. I
Yeah.
think in Indonesian we don't have the girl is a moon, but the girl is a flower because we have bunga desa.
Yes.
Bunga desa means that um, it refers to a girl, yeah, beautiful girl usually. Bunga desa.
Yes. The girl in the
Mhm.
moon usually indicates the beauty of a girl, and we
Mhm.
use it most of the time to show that she's really
Mhm.
beautiful.
What is the emergent structure? The girl is a flower.
The immersion.
The girl
She's
is very sweet.
she's shining as a moon.
This is
She's very
shining as the moon. Yeah.
yes. She's very
But
beautiful
we
and
don't have.
shining.
In Indonesian we do not have. Uh, um, but the moon is to describe the shape of the face.
Rounded face. Yes.
Yeah, round face. What about
Yamik.
Nan? Nan, please give example in your language, in your native language.
Yes. In our country, we have like sun is strength, and then
Mm-mm.
also for the daughter, daughter is an umbrella.
Mm. Sun is what is sun? Daughter is umbrella, but sun
Yes.
is.
Strength.
Sun is yeah strength. It want to
Mm.
mean like the sun will be taken over the like the family business or whatever it is like
Mm.
the cover of that. But for the daughter is
Mm.
in like kind of like supporting the
Mm.
family in different way. So they want
Mm.
to
See.
express two different way of the son and daughter carrying the family like that.
So it is very cultural. Yeah,
Yes.
very cultural. Yes, girl is umbrella. Okay, and then what is the blend here?
For the
The
plan
girl
is
is
that
covering. Uh-huh.
yeah, the daughter is like they are giving for the umbrella is they give a shade, and then also like
Mm-hmm.
for the girl from the side of the
Mm-mm.
girl is that they give the like kind of like the warm to the family like
Mm-hmm.
that is how
Mm-hmm.
in the conclusion. Yes.
Oh, great. Okay, so well, I think for okay, here girl is umbrella. I think it's very interesting
Yes.
expression. And we don't have this in Indonesian.
I see. Thanks.
So it is very specific. So can you find more in order that you can study metaphor in your language?
Yes.
Vietnam. Yeah. What is your language? Native
Oh,
language?
yeah. Yes, Myanmar.
Vietnam.
We
Yeah.
have the same, yeah, same name. Yes, Myanmar and Myanmar. Yes.
Okay. So what is your topic? Are you going to investigate? I mean, are you going to choose
For
for
me,
your
I'm
presentation?
yes. To say the truth, I'm still like in dilemma. I'm still not sure about the topic. It happening like that because like in our
Mm,
country, in our daily even in our daily language, we rarely use those kind of words like a metaphor or
mm-mm,
similes, or like
mm,
we rarely we just use that like a normal daily word. So that's
mm-mm,
why I'm thinking about like, which topic will be like
mm,
more familiar for me. I'm still in dilemma. That's why.
I see. Okay, but I think you can check in not only in spoken language but also in written language, or maybe
Yes.
in novel, or maybe in short stories, or in humor, or in I think there are many types of text, or in
Yes.
news, or in speech, or in what? Maybe scientific articles written in your language. Yeah,
Yes.
you can find, or
Yes.
maybe in
Right.
song lyrics. Yeah, in song
Oh,
lyrics. So if it is difficult to collect or to gather metaphorical expressions from daily conversation,
yes.
uh, I think it will be what? Uh, Maybe you can do it by browsing, or by reading texts like
Yes.
blog,
Which,
like
which,
news,
yes.
I mean Facebook, or maybe in with social media.
Yes. Yes.
Mm,
Thanks for your advice. I will try to explore in those
yeah,
more.
and I think this can be applied by other students. Okay, Sadaf. Well, Sadaf is a lion. Yeah, he's a lion, and I think we have to. Indonesian also has this expression. He is a lion. Can you find more, Sadaf? What topic are you going to present, Sadaf? What topic are you going to present? Hello,
Hello,
Sadaf.
ma'am.
Oh,
Yes, ma'am.
metaphors. So you
Am I
are
audible?
dealing with metaphors. In
Yeah,
Swahili or
ma'am.
in Sindhi? In Sindhi.
In Sindhi. In Sindhi
Sindhi,
language.
yeah. Okay, great.
Yeah, ma'am.
Okay, I'm okay. Looking forward to your metaphors. And don't only talk about one of them. Metaphor in what? Yes, you can study metaphor in what types of text, or maybe metaphor in, yeah, in any situation, in any text. Metaphor in education, metaphor in maybe in ritual, what? Yeah, in any
Uh,
text you
yes,
are
ma'am.
free.
That will be general topic. So I will
Mm,
choose metaphor wherever I found it.
yeah. So
Yeah,
try
ma'am.
to specify. I think
Yes,
you
ma'am.
have to limit the scope. Otherwise, your discussion will be very broad,
Yeah,
Well,
and
ma'am.
you
Sure.
will kill yourself. And you will kill yourself.
Yeah, ma'am.
Okay. What about Hen?
just wanted to ask something else, please, because I was watching a football game, and then
Correct.
I noticed
Uh-huh.
that the
Uh-huh.
commentator he
Yeah.
used a lot of metaphors when
Yeah.
commentating the football.
Yes. Yes.
It was
So
very
metaphor
interesting.
in football game. Yeah. Uh-huh.
These one of the aspects I think of. There is another one here we have
Mm,
in Egypt and the Arabic world
mm,
as well. We
mm,
have a very
mm,
famous popular poet. His name is
mm,
Nizar Qassani. His
yeah.
poems are very beautiful and they are full
Mm,
of So I thought
Okay.
one poem, it's about
Mhm.
Al-Quds city, which is located in Palestine. It was
Uh-huh.
so beautiful because it's occupied city. So there was a lot of metaphors. Can I do it on this
Yes.
poem? But I just want to make sure that it
Yes.
wasn't
Yes. Why
investigated.
not? Yes. Yes.
I just
Poems.
want to
Yeah.
check the
Good.
novelty of the work.
Mm-hmm.
That wasn't
Mm-hmm.
speculated before. Yes.
Yeah.
So I think about commentator on football games and
Mm-hmm.
poems. So far, I didn't decide yet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Thank you.
Great. What
Thank you.
about Sarfaraz?
Yes, ma'am.
Sarfaraz?
Yes, ma'am. I
Yes.
will
What
be.
are you going to talk about?
Ma'am, I will also search the metaphors in education. I will try hard, and
Mm.
if not in education, if I find it difficult or somehow confusing, then I am thinking to find the metaphors in a specific text, such as in poetry or
Mm.
in text related with the literature. Uh,
Yes.
I mean, I will be going through a specific piece of text that may be from the famous author of my native language or
Yeah.
from other. But I
Okay.
am currently thinking for the poetry that I should go for that.
Okay. Great. Well, anyway, thank you very much. Okay, the color, what? The color metaphors, food metaphors, yeah, animal, yeah, many, so many.
Yes.
Okay, great. So you can taking up, you can take up the metaphor. You can elicit more expressions, yeah, expressions that happening in the society. um I think you can collect, yeah, you can collect or gather those expressions. Don't stop, okay, don't stop uh what investigating the expressions that are promising for you to study.
Yes.
Okay, well, thank you very much, time is over, and see you next week. Looking
Yes. Thank you
forward to
so much.
your assignment, to your
Thank,
submission.
thank you so much,
Okay.
ma'am.
Thank you.
Ma'am, just a question. Sadaf is also same language like mine. So should we can we work on the same piece paper or should we choose different
You
topics?
can study the same language, but different texts, different types
Yes.
of genre. Yeah,
Okay.
you should find your novelty.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Okay. Yeah.
By the way, Ibu, just wanted to ask something else, please.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Actually, I check on the internet. Maybe I don't find any topics that's written about the aspect or the topic I want to research, but still, maybe there are some, but they're not available on the internet. So how can I check that my work is really having novelty? Because most of the time, it's really hard to check on the
Yeah, we
internet.
can assume. Okay, we can assume if we have pros, for example, from G-Store, from Emerald, from Scopus, and all of them. In all of them, you can find anything. You can find nothing. I mean, nothing
Yes.
similar to yours or nothing the same to yours. So we assume that there is no one dealing with the same topic as
Yes,
yours. Okay.
yes. Okay, thank you
So
so
that's
much.
why 15, yeah, 15 article is enough. 15 articles, yeah, is I think proportional. I think is enough.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.